Welcome to the Akihiko ASMR experience. 8 microphones will be compared in total in this video, including the SM57 of course. The true SM57 clones amount to 5. They include the Weymic WM57, Pyle PDMic 78, Behringer SL75, Stagg SDM 70 and T.bone MB75. They all range from $15 to $30 in price. Additionally, the two special microphones, being the Audix i5 and Lewitt MTP440C, which can also be considered SM57 clones, and which are both about $90, which is the same price as the SM75, will be compared to. Maybe a microphone lives up to the legendary SM57, or maybe the SM57 will be beaten. This test is done exclusively via spoken word. No drums or electric guitars. If you want instruments, you can watch one of the dozens of comparisons for instruments. You won't, however, find a single spoken word SM57 clone comparison of this scale. So keep watching and stay attentive. I will rank the 5 cheap true SM57 clones first, and then proceed to the SM57 itself, and the expensive clones. I will be using the actual microphones that I'm ranking in real time, and display the name of the microphone that I'm currently speaking into, to avoid confusion. As a bonus, I'm doing a short blind test after the ranking, but don't just skip to it now because you'll miss out on important information that could ruin your purchase. Let's get into the ranking now. Okay, we are beginning with the microphone that is easiest to rank. Why? Because it's the worst. This is the Weymic WM57, I believe. And as you can hear, the low end is lacking, although the microphone is quite close to my mouth. I mean, it's standard distance, but dynamic microphones are supposed to be used quite close up. So the low end is lacking nonetheless. If I was to distance it a little bit further, which I'm going to do now, the low end would die off even more, and it will sound so thin. It sounds very thin, and it sounds very sibilant. And I'm not talking about a crisp high end, no. This is not just a microphone that has got a lot of treble, but it's so sibilant. I'm sorry for doing that to you. Per ears, this microphone is not a recommendation. I'm literally scared of saying the word microphone because it's so sibilant. D tier. Now to the next microphone, which is the Behringer SL75C. Now, what you might be able to instantly notice is that the microphone is not as bright, and it's got a tiny bit more low end. However, the microphone also sounds low resolving, like a lo-fi kind of microphone, but not really in a nice way. It just sounds like it's compressed, and I mean compressed in bitrate, not compressed as in with a compressor. The timbre is also off somehow. Although there is more low end, it sounds like there is a hole in the mid-bass. It sounds kind of thin, you know, very weird. Not a recommendation, C tier. Now, moving on to the Stagg SDM 70. This microphone is very confusing and very difficult to rank. Why? Because it's got incredibly sharp treble, borderline sibilant, if not sibilant to be honest. And it's got very strong bass, so it's got this kind of fun V-shaped signature which many voices can benefit from. However, it is too sibilant to safely use. I mean, it can really pain your ears, and there is also something off in the timbre. The proper low bass is strong, but there is another hole somewhere in the low mids or mid bass. It just it lacks body. It's too sibilant. It's very shouty, and it's just got a very deep low bass boost. And I don't know if you can just EQ away the sibilance. So it's totally usable, but the sibilance is dangerous. It's a very hot microphone. B tier. Now to the T.bone MB75, I think. Very different to the previously used microphone, as you can hear. A lot darker, and it's got the same kind of low fidelity, low res kind of sound, however, in a much more pleasant way this time. Now it actually sounds like a stylistic choice, like an after effect. This microphone is not sibilant at all, although it is very dark. You would really wish for a little bit more treble. However, I believe it would be much easier to just do a broad presence treble boost from, I don't know, 3 or 4 kilohertz up to 8, than it would be to try to remove the specific sibilant frequency from the prior microphones, which is why I rank this higher than the prior Stagg microphone at A tier. Now to the next competitor of this microphone, which is just as interesting, which is the Pyle mic. Now the Pyle mic is kind of like the Stagg mic with a little bit less bass and a lot less sibilance, however the same kind of treble brightness. It is in a sense what you would wish the prior T.bone microphone to be like, treble wise, but as a con, the timbre is a little bit off. It's got the same kind of metallic vibe, and the bass is, it's just enough. It's on the lower side, and there's more resolution. It's not as low fidelity. So if you don't like this low res sound as a stylistic element when it comes to voice, then this microphone is better. And as you can hear, there's much less sibilance than with the Stagg, and just as much sibilance as with the T.bone. So I think it would really just be a choice of, okay, are you going to buy the T.bone and EQ up the treble, or are you going to buy the what is this? The Pyle mic and EQ up the bass, and if you find the timbre is okay, both go into A tier. Now you might think, well, what kind of silly YouTube video is this? You've been talking about SM57 clones without even using the SM57 or comparing them to the microphone. Well, don't worry, because I'm speaking into it right now, and as you can see, it is incredibly balanced. It's quite dark. There's really not a lot of treble. It's quite dark, and it's got the same kind of low resolution sound. So ironically, those low resolving microphones actually get a little bit closer to the original SM57 than those clear trebly ones. Very interesting. This is why the T.bone deserves A tier, because it resembles the SM57 in the amount of treble that it has, and in this kind of low fidelity thing. So I believe that the T.bone is the closest out of the bunch to the SM57, because it's not dangerous at all when it comes to sibilance. The bass is similar, if not higher. There's a little bit more bass on the T.bone, and it's very similar in this kind of low fidelity. I don't know if I already said this. However, if you actually prefer more treble, then I would recommend the Pyle. The Pyle PD7, I don't know, PD78. Don't quote me, okay? I don't know if that's the actual name. Pyle mic. This is my recommendation. Now we're moving on to the bonus microphones, and we'll see if they are worse than the SM57 or better. Okay, so now I am speaking into the Audix i5, and as you can hear, a lot more treble going on here. The timbre being unnatural but not necessarily bad. It's a very interesting microphone, and I believe it is difficult to say this is worse or better than the SM57. However, it is very distinctly different in, well, that it has got more treble. So if that is something that you like, then this could be better than the SM57. And one definitive difference is the fidelity. This is higher resolving than the SM57. The SM57, of course, having this distinct low fidelity, low bitrate kind of sound. So yeah, this is the Audix i5. Make your choice, make up your mind. What do you think about this microphone? And now, moving on to one hell of a surprise, the Lewitt MTP440C. What a name. This microphone is very, very clear in the treble, definitely higher than the SM57. It does not have the same kind of low fidelity thing going on. The bass is quite strong, but it's not too strong, and what I like about this microphone is that it seems to actually have more lower mids or more mid bass, which gives it a lot more body. And then of course the timbre is very good. It's very natural. I really like it. It's a little hot in the sibilance department, but I think that's worth it if you know how to talk into it, because the other properties are great, really. Because the frequency response are very balanced, right? Good bass and good treble. The timbre is awesome, so I think the sibilance might just be worth it. And I'm pretty sure it's easy to say it is better than the SM57, but riskier, right? So it's the risk to reward ratio is realistic with this one. Let's say it like that. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back, turn the volume up, and let the music carry you to the world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight, we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back, turn the volume up, and let the music carry you to a world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right. This was the Stagg. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight, we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back, turn the volume up, and let the music carry you to a world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight, we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back, turn the volume up, and let the music carry you to a world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back, turn the volume up, and let the music carry you to a world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight, we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back and turn the volume up and let the music carry you to a world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight, we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back, turn the volume up, and let the music carry you to a world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right. Welcome to Radio Echo, the station that grooves through time and space, delivering the smoothest sounds straight to your soul. Tonight we've got a lineup of timeless tunes and golden classics to keep your feet tapping and your heart singing. So lean back, turn the volume up, and let the music carry you to a world where the beat never stops and the vibes are always just right.